Greetings, Guzzlers. Now like a nice pint of mild. It's probably stout, but we won't go there. After you've been out on moors, trying to find that fecking sheepdog of mine, and my sheep, that fecking sheepdog should have been fucking getting. One gets a bit of thirst on. Anyway, welcome to God's country, Yorkshire. And now better than a nice bowl of Yorkshire soup. Oh, sheet, I said. So, if it's Yorkshire soup, it's got to have Yorkshire produce in it. And what better than that traditional Wensleydale cheese from Yorkshire? I don't care what the fucking French say, it's from Yorkshire. French say otherwise. Yorkshire cheese. Nice crumbly. Where's it fucking gone? Wensleydale Yorkshire cheese. We're also going to add some cream cheese. 200 grams of that. Yorkshire dairy cows made that. Got my hand behind my back with my fingers crossed. And then we're going to have some cauliflower from Yorkshire. Pardon me. Broccoli from Yorkshire. And a small onion. It should be a brown onion from Yorkshire. And this is a red onion from fuck knows where. But it'll do. You're going to want a bit of milk from Yorkshire cows, a bit of flour from Yorkshire wheat, some salt and pepper from Yorkshire wherever, and some nutmeg. You can't get that from Yorkshire. You can buy it in Yorkshire shops, so therefore it's Yorkshire. Solved. And some vegetable oil. Buy that in shop as well, therefore it's Yorkshire. So, let's get started making this soup. And then I better find that fucking sheepdog of mine. I'm taking my cauliflower from Yorkshire. God's own country, did I mention that? Not like the rest of the fucking world. Even. And we won't go into what's over the other side. Fucking lanky bastards. So first off, I'm just going to break these florets up into smaller florets and get rid of them stalks. You don't like a stalk, do you? Fucking dog does. Well, that's a different story altogether. We'll come into that in a minute. So, that's the cauliflower from Yorkshire. Oh, and you're going to want some liquid with it. So you want some good old-fashioned Yorkshire vegetable stock. That ain't going to fit in that bowl, is it? I thought now I've trimmed it a bit, it'll be fitting in there. Won't fit. Wait, that stalk, that shouldn't be there. Right, so you want a litre of vegetable stock. And I've got that behind me. And that's all there is to it really. Nice, simple. You move me beer there, put me collie there. Nice simple little soup, and we're going to serve it with being a bit exotic. What we've got here is that there bread made in Yorkshire, so I made it here. It's got foreign things in it that ain't from Yorkshire, although they are because I bought them from shop in Yorkshire. Olives. And there's lemon zest in that. I bought them from shop, Yorkshire lemons, and a bit of thyme that will grow in Yorkshire. So we're having a bit of bread with it. But anyway, look, that fucking cauliflower. It's more misbehaved than my bloody dog, and that's saying something. So, oi, get on that pile. You little shite, get there. So, next thing is me broccoli. again, cut that up into little florets. Now, can't remember if I told you, I don't think I did. Got about 340 grams of them cauliflower florets, 340 and then broccoli florets. So equal amounts, like keep things equal in Yorkshire. And then a bit of a large onion, and that bit looked a bit manky. So I'll cut that bit off. And now what we're going to do is chop that finely. And that'll be most of the chopping done. Now, we're using Wensleydale cheese. And I said to you, them fucking French try to claim that as theirs. And the only reason they're doing that is because actually they did invent it. But in Yorkshire, in Wensleydale, so it's Yorkshire cheese. Might have been made by French monks, but that's a different story. Gone a bit Lancers, kind of a bit Mancunian then, I think. So we're just going to chop that onion finely, and like I say, I'm still waiting on that fecking dog of mine, that sheepdog of mine. Stupid fecking beggar thinks he's a fucking sheep because he's a sheepdog. He keeps going out and worrying them fucking sheep of mine. I think he's out there now worrying them. And when I say worrying them, I mean in biblical sense. Dirty little randy bastard. Right, that's me onion chopped. I think we're about ready to start assembling soup here, Yori, because I'm fucking hungry. So I've got my pan on stove, and we're going to take that Yorkshire vegetable oil and about a tablespoon, that'll do, and we're going to put the fire on underneath the pan. And what we're going to do is take that onion, just the onion, don't rush things, and the bits that fell down there, and we're going to soften that onion up before we add anything else to it. Oh look, add some spare Wensleydale. Yeah, you can't beat proper Yorkshire cheese, made by French monks originally. Wensleydale. Can't smell a fucking thing. But it has a nice honey aroma. Slightly crumbly. Made by French monks.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
Now, white onions coming up to softening. Just turn the heat down a little bit. Can't rush onion. These nice slow cook. Soften it up. Don't caramelise it. Not for this soup, we don't. Don't want no fancy stuff. And then I've got a litre of vegetable stock from Yorkshire. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Yorkshire milk. And then plain flour made from Yorkshire wheat. How much have I got of that? 28 grams. Putting that in there as well. And while that's blending there, softening up, I'm just going to sort of mix that in. It won't mix very well at this stage. Flour goes a bit lumpy, but who cares? Pardon me, that's that Yorkshire beer talking. So I'm just trying to break up the lumps of the flour best I can. So I keep telling you about this Wensleydale and how it was made by the French. Well, it was made by the French originally. Not the stuff that looks like this though. That nice and crumbly. In Yorkshire and further north, and that's acceptable because it's north, fucking ain't down south. We like to have a bit of Wensleydale with a bit of fruit cake, or at Christmas with a bit of Christmas cake. And I'm talking about proper fucking Christmas cake with fruit in, not these bloody sponges and things like that people do these days. A bit like wedding cakes, people. What's wrong with people? A wedding cake is a fruit cake with plenty of fucking booze in it, and icing, and marzipan. But a number of people who don't like marzipan, don't like fruit cake. I've got a sponge. Fucking heathens. Bet they're fucking southerners. Anyway, these monks, they came over from France, from the Roquefort region. Now you may have heard of that fancy blue cheese, Roquefort, but it was these monks, these Cistercian monks, that made that. They come over here, founded an abbey in Yorkshire. Oh, the Yorkshire beer's going down, but not really Yorkshire. And they brought with them their ability to make cheese. And it was made at the time from ewe's milk, from the sheep. Which reminds me, still haven't found that fucking dog of mine. Just going to turn the heat up a little bit. Now they made it from ewe's milk and cheese. But during the 14th century, they started changing it a little bit, and they basically switched to cow's milk. But they still had a bit of sheep's ewe's milk in it. Won't be ram's milk. Need a lot of fucking rams to get milk from them. They still added a bit of ewe's milk because it helped with the texture and also the development of the blue mould. No fucking blue mould in that.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
So that's nicely softening. Like things soft up here in Yorkshire. It's to do with the teeth, the manky teeth. You won't go to another bloody dentist. So we need it nice and soft. I made that bit up. So these Yorkshire monks are making their blue Wensleydale cheese. That's what it was. It was blue. Not like some of them dodgy films you got on Sky. Not that I've ever watched them, but I pay for Sky anyway. Too fucking dear. Pardon me. Now, one going down to the pub and watching what goes on outside. If you want a bit of entertainment. After hours, that is. Anyway. They made this blue cheese. Well, that ain't bloody blue, is it? Now, nowadays, you rarely see blue Wensleydale. Back then, you rarely saw plain white Wensleydale. However, 1540, monastery were like a lot of them were then. But the Yorkshire folk, they'd got quite a taste for their Wensleydale. So they took it on. The local farmers carried on making Wensleydale, even the monks of, what's the name? And they carried on making it. And they kept making it up until the war. Second World War, that was. When government, them fuckers down south, that fucking parliament, they said we want all to milk into the country because we're going to make government cheddar. Cheddar? Not fucking cheese. Wensleydale's a fucking cheese. Cheddar, my arse. And then eventually, when they finally stopped rationing in 1954, and they was allowed to make their own bloody cheese, the trouble was, no one really wanted Wensleydale anymore. Cute little violin. Right, I think that's just about done. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take them cauliflower florets, I'm going to chuck them in there, along with the, I was going to say cauliflower florets again, the broccoli ones as well, and then we're going to chuck that stock and everything else in there. There's a lot of bloody veg there. I'm wondering whether I might need a bit more liquid in there. But now what we want to do is cook that on. We obviously want to get them veg, all nicely cooked through. So that could take a little while. Plenty of time for me to spin you some more yarn and find that feckin' dog of mine. So I got a bit ahead of myself when I tell you about Wensleydale cheese, government cheddar, World War II. Because Wensleydale was quite popular back in its day. In 1897, a creamery was established in the village of Oars, H-A-W-E-S, Oars. For you, I think Jessie's down south, you don't know how to pronounce your fucking words properly. Oars. And that was the Wensleydale Creamery. And they took on board the charge to make authentic Yorkshire Wensleydale cheese. Trouble is, things weren't going so well after the war hit. Because like I said, everybody was having government cheddar and Wensleydale didn't really recover. And it was thought it was going to go. End of Wensleydale cheese. By the 90s, the sales had plummeted. And the Wensleydale Creamery were thinking of calling it all to make it Wensleydale. Bet they were run by some southern fucking jetties, all them bastards over in Lancashire. Oh, I can't say that word. It upsets me. Them bastards over there, over west. Don't even know how to name their bloody counties properly. They're not counties, they're ridings. Right, well, I'm still waiting for that to come to a boil. I've got myself another beer. And I've got myself some pepper, some exotic spiced Yorkshire pepper, from the Yorkshire shop. And then some sea salt from Yorkshire coast. Got that off coast of Bridlington. Or Whitby, one of them two. Yorkshire anyway. Right, just a fucking dog coming. I've been looking for that fucking dog. We went up to Moor to get a sheep and fucking dog disappeared on me. I don't know what he's doing. He's a dirty randy bastard. He thinks he's a sheepdog, therefore he thinks it's his job to go and topple ewes. Oi! Get off, you dirty bastard! Look at him! He's on my fucking leg! Get down! Get down, Shep! You dirty bastard! You would think if you want them bloody ewes all the bleeding time, you'd had enough. Get off, you little bastard! Fucking hell. Fucking dog. Oh, I need a beer. And you're sleeping outside in kennels. Kennels? Fucking shed. Fucking dog. Sit there and shut up and behave. Stop trying to shag me mortar and pestle, you dirty little bastard. Right. This is where I'm going to take my Yorkshire nutmeg. Like I said, I bought it in Yorkshire, therefore it's Yorkshire. And we're going to add some Yorkshire nutmeg. I've just got my little grater here. He grates on my fucking nerves, he does. Bought him in market. In York. York, as in York, in Yorkshire. Bastard said to me, who sold it to me, he's a sheepdog. He's just looks different because he's purebred. And me, you silly bastard, he believed him. I bet it was a southern Jessie told him. He talked like a Yorkshireman, probably putting it on. So we're adding a bit of ground nutmeg. Okay, and I'm just going to mix that in, and that's still coming up to boil, so we've still got to boil that yet. So hopefully with that yeast, with that flour in there, and then when we add them cheeses, that'll thicken up a bit. Better do. Have a bit more cheese. So, I was telling you about the cheese, wasn't I? And now, it got so bad sales, Wensleydale was about to cease to exist. Well, Wensleydale cheese. But in 1992, it were bought out again by someone. He thought, well, perhaps we can try and save it. It was bought by Wensleydale Dairy Products, but even then, things were not looking good.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
I'm going to now add some of that Yorkshire pepper. Yeah, give it a bit of seasoning. And a generous pinch of that Bridlington, Whitby, or wherever, along that coast anyway. Sea salt, nice big chunky bits. We don't fanny around with fine stuff down, well, not down, up here. Just mix that in. So, how come we still got Wensleydale then if it got downhill so badly? Well, that's down to one man, inadvertently, who didn't know that Wensleydale was struggling. He didn't know that Wensleydale was on the verge of becoming extinct. No, it weren't David Attenborough. Sir David. It was a fellow known as Nick Park. And Nick Park had made an animated film starring a Yorkshireman. Well, I think it is, but he was up that way anyway, not some southern Jesse. Wallace and his dog Gourmet. And he thought to himself, I want a bit of a challenge. I want a word that's going to be quite tricky to me to get. That bloody stretching races. Lip syncing. Make it difficult. Wensleydale. That's going to be difficult, isn't it? Well, hard. So that's how we come up with the idea of putting into animated short about Wensleydale, because Wallace likes his cheese, so does Gourmet. And it was that and subsequent Wallace and Gromit shorts and films and everything like that that saved Wensleydale. Like I say, I had no idea Wensleydale was on the verge of going under, as it were. But the Wallace and Gromit animations saved Wensleydale. Now in 2005, they released a film, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Wensleydale cheese sales went through the roof. They went up by 23%. Well, they went up a lot, 23%. Given that they were fuck all before, that is a lot. And therefore, you can see that Wensleydale was saved. Wensleydale cheese, not Wensleydale the place. Now, wrong with that. Wensleydale cheese was saved by Wallace and Gromit. So much so that in 2013, the Wensleydale Dairy Products, after quite a bit of a battle with them EU bastards over the channel, got the Wensleydale cheese protected. So you can only call it Wensleydale if it's made in Wensleydale.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
That's boiling away nicely now. So we're going to let it boil for about another 5 minutes or so. And so all we've got left in is to put in our cheeses. What the fucking hell are you doing now, you dirty bastard? Put me cooking elf down, you dirty git. Fucking dog. No wonder it's hanging its head in shame. That poor fucking elf. He's traumatised. Traumatised. Right, I've run out of Yorkshire beer. Well, the beer that I'm tasting on. I'm now going to have some Yorkshire wine. And I know it's Yorkshire because it begins with Y for Yorkshire. And it was bought in a Yorkshire shop, so it's Yorkshire wine. I decided I'm going to be a bit posh. I'm not trying to pretend to be one of them southern Jessies, but one does like to treat oneself every now and again. It was in bargain bucket. Tastes alright to me, read to me. Right, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And I'm going to take that cream cheese, Yorkshire cream cheese. And we're going to put that in there. Oops. All of it. Don't waste any, do we? Paid for that. Paid for that. Can't bloody waste any. I'm tempted to lick that fucking bowl clean. Can't fucking waste it. Okay, now. That's what fucking wine does to you. Turns you into one of them bloody southern fucking Jessies. So I'm just going to stir that in. And then in a minute, we'll put the Wensleydale in.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
Now, time to add Wensleydale cheese. So we take that cheese. I'll tell you how much we had. I can't remember now. It was 200 grams of cream cheese and 125-ish grams of Wensleydale. And what we're going to do with this is crumble it in. Okay, nice crumbly cheese. It's the texture, it's used milk does that for you. Now, we said about how Wallace and Gromit saved Wensleydale cheese. But Wensleydale cheese comes up again in Monty Python. Actually, it was in Monty Python before it was in Wallace and Gromit. In the cheese shop sketch. And Mr. Mousebender keeps asking if he can purchase some Wensleydale. And he's not getting very far. I'm going to have to wash my hands. So I just crumbled that cheese in there. I'll tell you the rest in a minute.
What's wrong with Wensleydale?
So soup is starting to thicken a little bit. Well, it ain't fucking thickening at all, to be honest. But it looks a bit more like a soup now. But I was telling you about cheese shop sketch. Mr. Mousebenders trying to buy some Wensleydale. He keeps on about Wensleydale. Can't get Wensleydale anywhere. His wire's going down, alright. And he suddenly thinks to himself, there's a chance I'm going to get some Wensleydale from this shop. Until, even though the owner keeps can't quite grasp what he's after, until it turns out that the owner is Mr. Wensleydale and he thinks he's trying to purchase him. That's Monty Python for you. Right, I think we might be just about ready to serve this up. Her Majesty, her who shall not be named, has finally got out of that tin tub in front of the fire. Told her if she wants a fucking hot bath, puts it in front of a fucking fire. Last night, lets the fucker warm up. Else, she can have fucking cold water. I ain't paying fucking gas board, heat fucking water. Yorkshire water. Right, time to serve up to soup. So I've got my bowls, I've got me fresh Yorkshire lemon, olive and thyme bread. And oh my, what have you done, you bastard? Poor bloody elf is so traumatised, he's hung himself. That's on you dirty bastard, and you're going back. So I've got my soup ladle. So let's get some of that in bowl. Nice hearty soup this. So let's try it out. Okay. Be fucking out. Better be fucking hot. It's been boiling away long enough. Onions nice and soft. Fucking hot. You're getting the cheese. Getting that tang of that cream cheese. But you're also getting that tang of that bloody excellent Yorkshire. Well, they're all Yorkshire cheeses, aren't they? Yorkshire Wensleydale. You definitely get the Wensleydale. I mean, let's face it, broccoli and cauliflower don't have much taste, do they? Bit of colour in the broccoli, but that's about it. Ace. Well, it has to be. It's from Yorkshire, made by Yorkshireman. Now better in the world. There you go. Yorkshire soup for Yorkshire folk. Well, you bloody Southern Jessies can have it as well and realise what you're missing on.